I've learned a lot along the way. And in closing, I just want to share a program with you that I have developed. And I don't see myself as any different than a CEO or somebody trying to run government or somebody involved in a lawsuit or the attorneys. All of us have a task at hand. And all of us, I think, can feel overwhelmed by the issues. And all of us at times can lose our faith and hope and determination. And the program I've put together and I want to share with you is something that I call RAM. And I think that if we can follow a program, that dream of life for all of us is still there, and we can begin to erase the nightmare and get back into the dream. The first thing that I've done is create a program called RAM, and it's pretty quick, and then I'm going to be finished. RAM begins with R. It's realization. And realization for any of us is going to be assessment and motivation. It's a process that I'm trying to teach to help others overcome when they feel helpless, and to begin to check back in with our own head and our heart and our guts to find out what's really going on. Realization will be the epiphany for all of us to help you find your success and happiness, maybe even your own survival. I've been down on my luck so many times. I don't have enough time to share all of that with you today. It was very easy for me to blame others for what was happening. But it wasn't until I began, and that moment of realization, that I got honest with myself. I began to take a look at myself and became accountable for my own actions. Maybe that meant saying to somebody I was sorry. Maybe that meant reevaluating the involvement I had in a particular situation. But once the realization of yourself and the ability of recognizing what it is that you can do and that you have to make changes, that's when things changed. Realize yourself again. Realize your talents, realize your skills, realize your values, your morals, and your ethics. Because once you do, there's no excuse for any of us to lie dormant. We have to let our greatness show. Assessment. It's the process of taking stock, not in what you have, but in who you are. If you're telling yourself that you're no good at your job, anything other than priceless, then it is time for us to take a reassessment of who we are. Reassess your skills, your attitudes, your belief system, and if you don't like it, change it. Tear things down and start over again. So today, when you go home, I'm going to ask yourself, I'm really going to ask you to give yourself an appraisal. If there's room for improvements, don't be afraid to make them. Last is M, and it's all about motivation. We all know plenty of people who are very talented but unsuccessful, and we know many, many people who are not that talented but are exceptionally successful. And those who aren't successful actually lack a lot of motivation. And the key to our success, to your success in work, personal happiness, all of it, comes down to our motivation. It comes down to that determination. Motivation, it's the fuel that keeps you going and the opportunity for self-renewal. If you're stuck in a situation, you're at a table and we're just banging our heads together and we can't see eye to eye, take yourself out of that situation for a moment and put yourself back in a place where you become motivated. Find out what it is that inspires you. I'm going to ask you to literally stop and smell the roses. So before I go, I want to do something with you. And I'm going to ask all of you in this room to close your eyes. And I am going to be looking at you, so close your eyes. Okay? When I ask you a question, I'm going to have you all raise your hand, but do not put your hands down, please, until I tell you. As I've shared with you, and I think you all understand, life is getting rough. The world is hitting a lot of rapids. So I want you to step yourself out of it for a moment and visualize where it is you can begin to relax, where it is you can begin to rethink your processes. Somewhere peaceful. And just think about it for a moment, where it is you're going to go to appreciate life again so you can be renewed tomorrow. My question to you is, and please do not open your eyes or put your hands down until I tell you, how many of you are somewhere outside? Please raise your hands. So if you open your eyes and look around, and some people have already dropped their hands, some may have had their eyes open, but for you that had them closed, what was interesting is close to half of the room raised their hand. So the message today for all of us is that the environment is everything around us. And don't be afraid to stop for a moment. Really, we're not so big as a CEO or so busy in a governmental agency or too busy in a litigation to take a time and just enjoy the sunrises and the sunsets, to smell the air, the chirping of the birds, the sound of the water, the very environment around you that sustains you. I hope that this will give you an opportunity to find space and appreciation that you're going to need to get a clear and a new perspective on how we begin to move into the future. Once you have everything in place, go back to work tomorrow. Don't be afraid to step up to the plate and take your swing at what it is that you are doing and go out there and hit a home run. I really do understand it feels like we're at the bottom of the barrel, but don't stop just before you get to the top. The opportunity is there for us. So be active, be involved with each other, be involved with the community. See things through. Don't be afraid to live and work with not only your logic, but what your heart is telling you as a person, to working with your gut and your observations and your common sense. I believe if we can get back to a basic value system and some of those things, you're going to find out that you now logically just do the right thing. Success, sustainability, and freedom aren't about our finances and money. Success is and will be about watching our children grow up in an environment where they are healthy and happy. Success is the respect and the appreciation of everything that makes us who we are. It's the environment around us. Success will mean that we have weathered the storm and given it, all of us, we've given it our all. We can't take it with us. And our ultimate success in this world will be the legacy that we leave. So I hope today, in sharing some stories with you, I've given you some ideas on new ways to do business, for companies to work with communities, companies to work with government, government to work with communities. The only thing that's going to change is when we take that moment to open our eyes and see ourselves, because that is the truth of it all. So it has been a pleasure, and I thank you for your opportunity, your patience today, and listening to some of my stories. But I'm going to tell you one last time. I travel this world globally. I deal with so many communities. I deal with incredible people in agencies, incredible people in companies. We do have the ability to get back to a fundamental core system that's going to make life better for us all. Don't forget that I'm rooting for you, and if you ever need any assistance, please don't hesitate to give me a call. It would be my pleasure and privilege to come back to Chile at any time. So thank you very much for your patience. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I was looking over there.
Thank you.
Did you want me to question?
No. It's fine. Thank you. Le agradecemos a Erin Brockovich y a todos los expositores que han participado en esta Cumbre Sustentable 2011. Todos los correos electrónicos que nos han llegado lo haremos llegar, por supuesto, oportunamente a los expositores. Les quiero pedir que antes de retirarse entreguen, por favor, la encuesta para poder medir la emisión de dióxido de carbono que ha tenido esta cumbre. Ese papel está detrás del cuaderno que les pasaron y lo tienen que entregar a la salida del stand de acreditación de Revista Capital. Comenzamos a despedir así esta primera cumbre de sustentabilidad organizada por Revista Capital. Los esperamos el próximo año, por supuesto, para ser parte de esta discusión que ha estado muy interesante hoy día desde muy temprano, y agradecer nuevamente a las empresas que han hecho posible este gran encuentro. Nuestro presentador Nestlé, Walmart, KPMG y auspiciadores también Arauco, BASF, Comisión Nacional de Riego, Fundación Chile y Relsa, y por último también a nuestros patrocinadores, Diario Financiero, Mega, Diario La Tercera, Acción RSE, SCX y la Embajada Británica. Gracias y buenas tardes.